in there.
Oh.
Almost as if Riff has been sealed behind this large gate of iron, screaming out in pain. And instead you just see this shadow behind her, just constantly looming over, controlling her every action like a puppeteer.
So we protect her from evil.
So I will cast protection from evil on Riff.
Riff, you get another saving throw. 21. And with protection from evil, give that bonus.
We all get it now.
It's like a circle version.
Yeah, I only have the circle version.
That is 1 minute per level. Okay. Riff, you managed to get back control. For now. Though you're in agony. Laurel, you basically see the shadow figure removed, and almost your mind properly connect with hers now.
Did the shadow figure look like anything? Just like a shadow.
Intelligence.
Does it resemble something?
Can I have an intelligence check, please, to discern what it could possibly be?
Sure. I'm pretty smart.
A 25.
That's pretty good.
Stat check, I would say so.
That's not bad. I'm not going to lie. That's not bad.
Yeah, especially since like you don't get tons of bonuses and stuff, so stat checks have like a much lower maximum.
Mm-hmm. The DC is admittedly compensated to be lower as well.
Yeah.
Very much random, generally. But, you know,
It's random with influence. However, let's have a look, because you do kind of make up some shapes now. It's difficult. And while you can't work out what was there, you do see some shapes in it. 1 second. Because it is kind of like a fat humanoid, is like the initial shadow you kind of get.
Huh.
There are some things that aren't quite right about it. So as you study into it, almost like hooved or maybe cloved feet, almost like a ram, bat-like wings. It's maybe even a stinger. Whatever the thing is, it's a monster.
Zoe, what would I look like if I was obesely, incredibly overweight?
Do you give her the?
Does that make
You
any
can
sense?
show it in my mind.
I can certainly try.
You
Very
did
well.
that.
And do mine too. Maybe it's like an aberration.
Zoe, I want either a religion or a planes check.
I'm thinking it's probably not an aberration, because I have dungeoneering as well.
Dungeoneering does not apply.
You know, I just don't know anything about planes of religion. It's not really my jam.
Can you
If
show
you did, you
Riffit?
would have got a check immediately upon seeing it.
Why do I always roll so bad?
You have no idea what this thing is.
Can you show Riffit?
Riff, you can't be projected what's in your own mind.
No,
You
but
know.
He can picture... Oh, can I do a planes check?
You can. You're going to be taking a -4, however, because you're in agony.
Sure.
You are in your own mind, after all. So.
Riff comes
I
to a
get
conclusion of what's looming over her now that she's been partially freaked by it.
Sure. What
Not
could it
bothersome.
be?
That is a demon,
It is a demon. Alright.
and no ordinary demon.
Okay.
That is Orcus.
Oh. That's...
Dun, dun,
That's his
dun.
vile influence.
We can take him.
Yes. We can take you.
That's right. You know,
Yeah.
oddly enough, Zoe would be the best one to kill that thing.
That is, you would know it is the demon lord of death, necromancy, wrath, and undeath.
I had a feeling it had something to do with that.
And Riff even tried to think about him. Her mind starts hurting even more.
Oh.
Stopping her from trying to really discern much more at the moment, because otherwise just possibly even just falling back into his net.
That sucks.
You're resisting every single second. You're just trying to hold back.
Well, unless anybody wants more questions, We should probably stop this before he takes control again.
Try to
I'm
find out where
still
it comes
pinning you,
from.
by the way, just in case.
Yes, you're still pinned
Follow
to
it
the
to
floor.
the source.
Like,
Let's-
I've got 15 foot of tentacles just wrapped all around you.
All right, Riff will have a look. Like, see if she can
Search
figure
your
out
feelings.
like
Find the
a
source.
direction.
Find it.
Direction? Anything?
If he is controlling you, you can follow the strings.
Do you wish to try? Do you wish to try follow the strings of magic?
Yeah, let's try follow the strings.
Well,
In that case, I'm going to need a spellcraft check at a -4.
Not like you can go
Okay.
more.
Can I try to enforce my mind over hers to try to strengthen, like, use myself as kind of like a wall to lean on?
Can Laurel mind link us all and project our feelings
Yeah,
into
I-
Riff?
I
so
can
she feels the
also.
You
support?
know,
I have
oddly
mine
enough,
instead.
if you... I might have a way, but it just... If I do that, don't go mind searching, because you'll go crazy.
Okay. All right. Let's.
Okay? Because I'm so smart that you might just go mad from looking in. So,
All right. Let's just.
so
use...
I would then have you all come touch this little metal ball I have. Actually.
All right. So
okay.
does that -4 disappear? And I
He will.
get
He
the
will.
plus-
He'll just tell Quackageg not to mind blast these guys, but
You will hold back.
just link us up to Ritalin to try to see what
Who
we
is
can
that?
do
Okay,
with
can
our
all of you,
telepathic powers to
can all of you
keep
then
her
make,
mind.
other than Riff, can all of you please make a stat check based on your highest mental stat?
Do I need to?
Sure.
I'm already,
What?
like, mindfucky.
What is
No,
mental
this is not.
stat? That
This is not to
because
avoid
it's
insanity. This is to influence yourself.
Wisdom, charisma, intelligence.
This is you pushing your own will onto Riffs.
Oh,
Riff is resistant to your charms.
mental
mean,
stats.
no.
Not,
Can I ask?
Oh,
Can I
there we
ask
go.
Can I ask Quackageg to help as well?
Would-
Who is
do you
that?
wa- Do you want him to enforce his influence?
That
Yes.
might actually break Riff.
Do
though.
it. Defend this mind against.
Let me
whatever is
check his
coming.
intelligence modifier.
Oh
Who is
God.
that?
That's the
Quackageg?
Aboleth.
It's the Aboleth.
Dude, you made me look for that freaking.
Oh, he rolled badly.
Oh,
Okay.
I rolled very badly.
How-
Oh,
how-
Quack-
You're
Quackageg.
not using it?
Quackageg,
The
get the
Aboleth?
fuck out.
No, the aboleth?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know
As all your minds touch, Riff feels a bombardment of different forces from outside.
I like it.
As if all her friends are standing with shields guarding her as she forces her way.
you can do it, Ritalin.
The fellowship will stand. Below.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Is that really your best?
one sec. Okay, so Riff succeed. Right, Zoe succeeds by a degree of 3. Laurel succeeds by 1. Guaga succeeds by 1. So that's 5, which
Oh,
means you're at a
okay.
+1 instead of a -1 on this check.
Oh, okay. +1.
+1 instead of a -4. Sorry.
All right.
This
34.
is crazy, guys.
That was an 8. God damn it.
As you reach out, your mind in agony, but yet you can kind of. Riff struggles, and before the end of this, your minds are all turned blank as she falls unconscious. However, as Riff does fall unconscious, she has at least she can feel the song. She can feel the song enough now. If she wanted, even in her human form, she could try feeling for it.
Ah,
Great.
great.
However, and try and discern more about it. But now, yeah, Riff, yeah, you're out.
All right.
I do have smelling salts if you want to force her on.
Just keep forcing
Just-
her to live this.
Just let Riff take some time off.
Lola pockets the little ball again. Just look at you. It's good. Seems like you're all still here.
You
You
definitely
might feel a little shaky the next couple of days.
And-
Well, definitely felt beyond the presences in the room. There was one other presence. Couldn't tell what it was.
I need to rinse out my brain from all the slime.
Yeah. Or the Guagageg slime.
You don't-
I have Guagageg, guys. There is no cure, but there is treatment.
Yes, just
Why
meet
would
me
you
at our
want
office
to, though?
later.
Why would you want to treat perfection?
You will return back to normal after a minute, but still unconscious.
Perfection is possible, Raphael.
Can somebody wake Riff up?
All that requires.
No, she's just on the floor.
No, you.
I'll put her like in a chair. Put her on the table. Why not?
like slumped halfway across. Like
Yeah,
a,
probably.
So she definitely didn't have a strong enough will to overcome it.
Well,
Well, the one with the strongest will, I do not have the possession to turn into a dragon.
Very few do.
Man, if Laurel really gained a lot of weight, he would.
He would look like
We start looking like
Certain
Orcus.
characteristics resembling.
Riff's just gonna
the
get
demon Lord
nightmares.
Orcus.
Riff's gonna get nightmares every time she sees Laurel now.
Like,
Yes.
I am
Yes.
here, resident.
By this event,
Claim your time for
Griff's mind is forever scarred by this event.
Yeah.
forsake the horridness of individuality. Join us in the hive mind.
walk in on Laurel and he's like sitting like, sorry. Probably awkward, like covering the throne made of mangled bodies. Like, sorry.
So, what do we know about this thing?
First thing though, Riff, can you give me a charisma check? Now this is all over.
I certainly can. Actually, I'll just.
That was horribly fruitless.
Maybe.
Wow,
Unless you managed to find something.
that
Your mind
sucked.
will still be traveling.
You succeed, your mind might be scarred, but not enough to give you an actual penalty.
Oh, good, good.
Raphael sort of shakes his head and, like, massages his temples a bit. That was odd. I have not. What was that presence?
So,
Squints over to Laurel.
looks at
It
Sophie.
felt familiar.
Yes, I would hope not. As far as Rizlin projected through me, it was some sort of demon lord.
No, not that.
What?
There's something else protecting her.
It says, certainly there are many mental shields we can connect up with. I know it's not something you're familiar with. Hopefully you never will have to be.
Raphael looks over to Laurel.
Your mind is safe with the Vosenbrax.
I have a feeling you're not telling me something here, Laurel.
Oh, just a coy smile.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is appropriate timing. Riff, you wake up screaming.
Ah!
Ah.
We will do a checkup.
Boy!
Whoa!
You ready?
God damn it, Bobby!
Da, comrade.
Yeah.
So we'll do a checkup on Riffin.
She is physically okay. Her mind is more difficult to say for her.
Yeah. Is there something less restoration could help her get through?
Not
It's-
really.
It's just meant. It's just.
She's
like,
going to need therapy.
It's therapy. Don't worry about it. Riff needs therapy
So
anyway.
we'll go to the group and say she's fine.
However,
Her body, though. No,
her mind was never okay.
Her body is fine, you're right.
Rizland, when you
Sarah
were
just look annoyed at Raphael.
when you
Raphael
were
winks.
under, you seemed to project some sort of name to me. Or,
Riff nods
none
and
of us
says.
know what it was, but
Riff nods and says, yeah. That's the disturbing part. That.
You remember it vividly.
That
You know,
that was Orcus, the god-ish demon lord of doom thingy.
certainly was not an aspect. Or
Don't think so. I don't know, to be honest. But it was awfully horrible and painful and
Laurel
Riff
mentally
shudders.
adds a mind battled a god to his recipe.
yeah, my battled a god.
Yes, you may mark on your CV you have mind battled an aspect of a god.
Yeah.
so what do we know about this?
Well, Zoe would immediately know what we're talking about now.
I mean, everyone probably knows somewhat.
Zoe would know this is the demon lord of undeath, one of the most powerful demon lords there is, second to Lamostru only. You know, the actual god when it comes to demon lords.
Oh, lovely.
It is, well, he's associated with the sin of wrath, you know, anger and pure destruction. His main aspect is death and necromancy, and the effect he has over those.
Why would he go for the dragons, though?
Have everyone checked on the dead dragons? Have we done anything with those? Like, buried them?
The dead dragons?
The dragons
If
that
this
you
is
guys
the
killed.
demon lord of undeath killing them.
Yeah. But yeah, I get it. But what dead dragons?
The ones that
All the
you
ones who've
killed.
been drowning themselves and flinging themselves against mountains.
Oh,
Exhausting.
I don't know those particular ones, but I've heard it all over that it's been happening.
Raphael looks over to Larantha.
There are many of them, and they've been creating newer and newer dragon burial yards.
We should probably do something with that.
Currently, as far from all the ones I've seen, none of them have raised from the dead yet.
Yet.
But that seems to be a possibility then, because if he links them up in some sort of magical network and then have them kill themselves, maybe he can raise them remotely.
An army of undead dragons would be, well,
Problematic.
To say the least.
Luna
What?
saw black dragons fly against the capital, but are we sure they were not just decaying dragons?
No, she's pretty solid on her.
We would probably have to ask her.
Yeah.
Black is just a color, not necessarily the original one.
I think we'd
Bring
notice...
her before us.
If
I
something
think-
has been underground for a year or two, then
Yeah, but I'm sure she would notice if they were, like, decaying.
We'll bring in Luna.
since the death of Eridine, all visions have
Yep.
been...
you'll bring in Luna.
Yes.
Luna will enter. She will bow to you all, look quizzically at Larantha. But, you know,
Raphael, Larantha, this is Luna. She's the head prophetess of the Empire. Luna, this is Larantha, the Copper Maiden. She's a copper dragon.
you keep interesting company.
I try.
We always do.
You were
She was talking to Copper Dragon.
Clearly.
equally to be true. You requested my presence here.
Yeah, indeed. Do you want to?
About the vision you had, about the dragons. Were you sure they were living black dragons, or could they have been dead, decaying ones?
She pauses, considers. Decay. She seems to stagger for a moment. Actually, they certainly could have been. The vision only created blurry images, not enough to get fine detail. But I swore that one of them seemed
Litchy.
Alive or dead?
more likely dead.
Oh, good.
That's not good.
It was a sarcastic good.
Oxias as well.
Then that seems to
Like the pyres.
Yeah, more so. We would need to completely destroy bones and everything.
Yeah.
Ashes, dust.
Well,
Raphael sort of looks over to Larventha. How does she feel about going and
desecrating her kin.
desecrating dragon
I mean,
graveyards?
it's not really desecration if it's stopping the Demon Lord Orcus from...
Can we bless them, like hallow the places somehow? Maybe that's...
It could be done.
We have dragon graveyards in this empire?
Well, you didn't know there were none of you knew there were dragon graveyards before.
Pretty serious shit.
We can probably, like
the only time you've heard of dragon graveyards is Larantha, so...
there's probably a lot of skeletons that this empire doesn't like to talk about.
True.
Oh, yeah.
We might not. There's a glade, but
It's a fucking mist of spectralness that makes animals happy and shit.
that glade is bad business. Don't go there. Maybe I mean I don't know if the dragons would allow us near the graveyards even, but maybe if we can find like the silver one or something, and like convince it
If
that
we
this
can,
is what needs to be done. Maybe we can supply the resources for such rituals.
we could probably even ask Mr. King of the Frozen Wall
don't
Because
think-
if he
because
minds. I'm
I-
sure he doesn't want his kin rising from the
I
dead.
would rather ask the silver dragon for something like that than him.
Oh, sure.
This silver dragon, is there like a particular one? That's
I think there is a big one, like a
there?
particularly big one.
like a super mega old one.
I think so.
That'd be
You
nice.
sending.
Super mega old silver dragon. recipient?
Yeah,
Yes, care of.
Laventha seems a little bit.
To whom it may concern.
Shaken?
She seems a little bit determined right now as she seems to transform into a dragon right next to you.
Now we must all die. You know too much.
You know too
Ah,
much.
Cash will look.
The Lord.
Zoe will look concerned at her.
It is certainly an issue. I'm going. Rahal, if you need me, get someone to cast a sending spell to me. I'm going to fly east and see if I can find, well, the remaining silver dragons, the 2 that are left. That is.
Fair nods. Then good fortune and good winds to you.
Zoe will stand up, say, "Wait," and summon Sasavan. She'll take out the feather and call for him.
Who dares?
She looks
Hey, Zoe.
Sasavan, I need you to help Laventha. She knows of the silver dragons where they are. I need you to help her to find them.
Nods. I have been investigating them, and I've been coming close to areas they have patrolled. Possibly with her insight, we might be able to find them.
Good work. So, does he know right now where they are?
He has a decent idea where they might be.
Give him more time.
When is the meeting gonna be with the elves?
The elves, you're not sure. You haven't got an exact date yet.
How estimation?
How far is this?
We can get to most places in the Empire in like a day.
It is a decent distance, though we still do not have the exacts. I would guess. I was never good at your geography.
She'll pat him on the head.
Wherever it is on a map. Point
pull out a map?
to it? Yeah, why not? Sure, we
It
have some.
points its snake tail at the Duchy of Relmont.
Where the hell is Romont?
Orange.
Everyone loads the...
Yeah.
Oh, there. Okay, yeah, we can get there in a day, shadow walking.
I haven't even loaded it yet. Oh.
I mean, hell, we can now teleport to the Ice Ridge Wall.
It still says the snow clouds white on the mountain tonight.
Yeah.
Right on the mountain tonight.
Hell, we can teleport to the Ice Ridge Wall now, and then just
And
shadow
freeze
walk.
immediately.
And, well, we could shadow walk over to the Duchy of Relmont. Bish bash bosh. Right?
Where are we?
We're all the way down here.
Yep.
Yep, can someone point?
We're precisely here.
There's pointing happening.
Well,
There's numerous pointing.
It's really...
Numerous
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, down there is
Okay.
where you are, and it is somewhere in the orange.
That is
That
a big
is a
territory.
big area. And
But
That's luckily like the place where they're super loyal.
But
They're the one place up where they didn't rebel.
he had narrowed it down a little, right?
Yes, he has certainly narrowed it down. It would take a lot less time to find them.
Okay. Shall we just let him have time to figure it out?
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be able to find out where it is and all of that on our own.
Because if you don't stop them, the 2 of them are going to fly off and work out where the hell.
I'm happy with that.
Withland, we need you to find the location of this thing under the ground. Like, just a geographical location, and then like somewhere under there.
Yeah, we need to start moving against the drum because this is getting dangerous.
It sickens Riff, but Riff she can still feel in the back of her head the scratching of the song.
Yeah, Riff will nod slowly and say, I guess I have to. Kind of shudders with the thought of it.
If you put you perfectly balanced, maybe you will point like a compass.
Maybe I will. I don't know. Put me on
Okay.
some water and let's see.
Laventha looks over to Riff. If you start listening to the song again, keep things around that to try and drown out its melodic tones.
I
Maybe
can always hire an orchestra.
Bollard can read you some of his poetry or something. That'll drown out anything.
Poetry? What are you talking about?
Oh, don't be ashamed.
I know.
For the rest,
but
for the rest of you, equally make sure that she is contained. Victor Sassaman.
We'll work with it.
The two of them will go dragon hunting,
Dragon hunting.
which is odd to say with a dragon.
Whee!
A dragon
think
and some celestial being going
Dragon hunting.
yeah.
Do I still have the feather?
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, I think it's like he gave you another feather technically, but you know.
Thanks.
Alright. Shall we talk to said people that were frozen in ice?
What are we going to ask them about?
Well, one of them looked like Crimson's kid. Another had a name of familiar
Probably
figure.
shouldn't ask that kid too
No.
much. She's been through a whole lot, and
But
it's
there's-
honestly a miracle.
Let's have the doctors take care of him. I think.
well,
it's
there's also
honestly a miracle that he survived, and we actually got him back.
but there's also like a noble and a knight. I think I can't remember off the top of my head.
If we need to, let's take a day and I can go and seek thoughts on them, so they don't have to answer anything. I can just sort of weave through their general thoughts on things.
Hey,
Well,
look
if-
who it is.
But if one of them was a familiar figure, shouldn't we know who the familiar figure is?
It was familiar to Riff.
Ah, there we go.
Only to Rith. We don't know who it is.
Riff
I don't
can't
know.
put a finger on it, but it's very, very familiar.
Wow.
Rahal waves at Crimson. Ah,
I suppose that you will all see Zoe using sending.
Very well.
Okay.
okay. Ah, Crimson, come in, come in.
Crimson will enter. Her body is still a little bit battered from the fight. Most of it to be her mind after the wisdom drain, but you know.
You know, she could have asked, and I would have done it. No, helped her.
You know, she didn't have any money to pay for restorations.
How much is restoration?
500, I think.
She will,
kinda- she's kinda broke right now.
She'll get the money from the blades.
Very well. In that case, she will be cured.
She helped.
It's injuries sustained in the line of duty, and that is paid for by the state.
The 4 patients we brought back are recovering well. The nobleman, a count somewhere somewhere in the north, he is in critical condition but alive. The armored guard that was with him seems to be in a similar condition, though is partially conscious, though he hasn't said a word. The other 2 have recovered remarkably quick, actually. Of which the woman said she wishes to speak to Councillor Riffeland.
Okay. Was that the familiar person?
Yes,
Okay.
the only woman that was recovered after the
Oh, yeah.
Crimson.
Yeah, I suppose. Do you want to call her into here?
She said she'd want a personal meeting unless that wasn't possible.
Up
You
to the
probably
group.
want to go and talk to her.
I know you guys tend to have trust issues with Riff. I mean,
Oh
She's
no,
a woman who was defeated by that alchemist. I mean, go talk to her.
sure.
Just don't kill her, okay?
Rahal knows what that's about.
Just don't murder her.
Rahal would be very surprised if Ritalin kills her.
Yeah, so would Riff.
What it's about.
Riff will say to Laurel that she will explain. She'll explain after she talks to the woman. And smiles.
You don't even have to if you don't want to, Rithland.
It's okay.
I'll give you that much.
Gestures a dismissive hand. And
I guess I'll go deal with the problems of the Empire.
Riff will talk to the lady then, I guess.
Very well. You will talk to the lady. We will do most of the talking off screen because that's the case. But who you think it is confirmed.
Okay.
Of course. How do we stop the drow then? Laurel?
We go down
You're-
there, we find out the focus point of whatever they're doing, and we strike at it.
Hasn't Laurel been digging around for drow for a while?
Yeah, all I found is that they certainly have been setting up things all over the Empire a lot. I at one point found a, well, I mean, something that's kind of classified, but a Wolfenberg level of information. But
It's kind of the council here.
Yeah.
you know, a gate that is now sealed that was apparently allowed to let something of the power level of an aspect of orcas walk directly up on the beach of the city. Luckily, that's dealt with, but
Okay.
they've certainly done that. They also build floating, invisible bastions ready to invade. Those are been
What?
dealt with.
What?
They also have.
What?
It's very interesting, actually.
Where are
They
the
also
floating fortresses?
had constructed great underground highways that would let a lot of things move here quickly from underground. Those have been destroyed.
What?
So
You know, Crimson will just walk away, not just know what's going on.
have been a lot of
What?
things really, but recently they've been very quiet, and this might be their next move. I don't know where it is, but I think it might be very, very deep underground. They have probably learned that the surface area is protected, and now they're doing something from down there that will hurt us.
So we would need to go down there.
Yes, we
Unless
do.
they have like a spire, like an antenna or something poking out. Let's
My information says that it is very deep underground, likely at the sort of cross point of some powerful ley lines.
Yeah.
I don't know much about ley lines, however, where they are.
I bet the Archmage does.
There are a lot
Right.
of.
Riff would also know a decent bit about it, actually.
There is a lot of ley lines. I can tell you that.
There are a hell of a lot of ley lines.
Well, but
There
if
are
you're...
there are a total of 8 primary, and then
But if
let's see, 8
you-
primary and 92 secondary.
But
All
if you
We
spiral-
should be able to
spiral-
map them, perhaps even test out how spent they are. if
I
you will.
mean, you're fueling something incredibly powerfully. It would probably hook it up to the most powerful ley lines.
Yes,
the
but perhaps we
ones
could
also-
test them, see which one is like
Well,
strained.
Do they have different
Perhaps.
aspects? Because they might be using a certain kind of magical energy
No, it's
to...
just
Domination.
it's just
Well-
pure magic.
Well, they are somewhat aligned each. Each one has a different point in the empire where it connects to, in a sense, all spiraling out from the capital, which is their center point. Which, if that's why the capital was built here, is not known. Yeah, you can guess. However, Riff does know they seem to spiral out, each one having a slightly different effect. Is there something in particular, like a specific kind of thing in magic you're looking to try and work out? Like, what exactly about each ley? Because Riff could try and like focus on each ley line and work out what. Okay, this ley
Like-
line has this kind of.
I'd say how strained is it?
Okay,
How strained it is.
you compare the ley lines. The most strained ones be the second and fourth, which the fourth one runs through Quell, the Duchy of Quell, and then Manila, and then basically into the ocean.
Could be under the ocean, honestly.
The second one that is also quite strained is heading. It would be this way, basically, kind of like that.
Just wait until I get into the actual map.
So it's
I can
probably
So I will.
it's probably around here.
It kind of spirals like that. This one.
So it's probably around in this direction, yeah.
see. I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
I would draw them onto the map to begin.
Well, if you can... We need to triangulate somehow.
That's what
Like
I'm
a
talking
ley
about.
line goes around all the planet, so...
Yes.
Well, Riff, no,
Deal.
this is where it's going across
Whoops.
the
The thinner line.
is where it's going across the empire.
And then no, that color won't work. No. This will have to do. More precisely, they would do something like that. Riff's not too sure it would keep going.
Alright.
Yeah.
Then it looks like where it crosses over, probably.
Laura will pick out one of his maps of the entranceways to the Underdark that we have found. Are there many in that area? Are there any in that area?
No, there aren't any in that area.